أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم وأهلك عدوهم من الجن والإنس من الأولين والآخرين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. اللهم إني أسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء وبقوتك التي قهرت بها كل شيء وخضع لها كل شيء وذل لها كل شيء وبجبروتك التي غلبت بها كل شيء وبعزتك التي لا يقوم لها شيء وبعظمتك التي ملأت كل شيء وبسلطانك الذي على كل شيء وبوجهك الباقي بعد فناء كل شيء وبأسمائك التي ملأت أركان كل شيء وبعلمك الذي أحاط بكل شيء وبنور وجهك الذي أضاء له كل شيء يا نور يا قدوس يا نور يا قدوس يا نور يا قدوس يا أول الأولين ويا آخر الآخرين. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحت الإصفان. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل النعم. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تغير النعم. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحبس الدعاء. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تقطع الرجاء. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل البلاء. اللهم اغفر لي كل ذنب أذنبته وكل خطيئة أخطأتها. اللهم إني أتقرب إليك بالذكر وأستشفع بك إلى نفسي وأسألك بجودك أن تدنيني من قربك وأن توزعني شكرك وأن تلهمني ذكرك. اللهم إني أسألك سؤال خادع متذلل خاشع أن تسامحني وترحمني وتجعلني بقسمك راضيا قانعا وفي جميع الأحوال متواضعا. اللهم وأسألك سؤال من اشتدت فاقته وأنزل بك عند الشدائد حاجته وأظم فيما عندك رغبته. اللهم أظم سلطانك وعلى مكانه وخفي مكرك وظهر أمرك وغلب قهرك وجرت قدرتك ولا يمكن الفرار من حكومتك. اللهم لا أجد لذنوبي غافرا ولا لقبائه ساترا ولا لشيء من عملي القبيح بالحسن مبدلا غيره. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك وبحمدك ظلمت نفسي ظلمت نفسي ظلمت نفسي وتجرحت بجهلي وسكنت إلى قديم ذكرك لي ومنك علي. اللهم مولاي كم من قبيح سترته وكم من فادح من البلاء قلته وكم من إثار وقيته وكم من مكروه دفعته وكم من ثناء جميل لست أهلا له نشرته. اللهم أذم بلاعي وأفرط بسوء حالي وقصرت بي أعمالي وقعدت بي أغلالي وهبسني عن نفعي بعد آمالي وخدعتني الدنيا بغرورها ونفسي بخيانتها ومطالي. يا سيدي فأسألك بعزتك ألا يحجب عنك دعائي سوء عملي وفعالي ولا تفضحني بخفي ما اطلعت عليه من سري ولا تعاجلني بالعقوبة على ما عملته في خلواتي من سوء فعلي وإساءتي ودوام تفريطي وجهالتي وكثرة شهواتي وغفلتي. وكن اللهم بعزتك لي في كل الأهوال رؤوفا وعلي في جميع الأمور عطوفا. إلهي وربي من لغيرك أسأله كشف ضري والنظر في أمري. إلهي ومولاي جريت علي حكما اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي ولم أحترس فيه من تزيين عدوي فغرني بما أهوى وأسعده على ذلك القضاء فتجاوزت بما جرى علي من ذلك بعد حدوده وخالفت بعد أوامره فلك الحجة علي في جميع ذلك ولا حجة لي فيما جرى علي فيه قضاء وألزمني حكمك ببلاء. وقد أتيتك يا إلهي بعد تقصيري وإسرافي على نفسي مؤتذرا نادما منكسرا مستقيلا مستغفرا منيبا مقرا مذعنا مقترفا لا أجد مفرا مما كان مني ولا مفزعا أتوجه إليه في أمري غير قبولك عذري وإدخالك إياي في سعة من رحمتك. اللهم فاقبل عذري وارحم شدة ضري وفكني من شد وثاقي. يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني ورقة جلدي ودقة عظمي. يا من بدأ خلقي وذكري وتربيتي وبر وتغذيتي هب لي ابتداء كرمك وصالح برك بي. يا إلهي وسيدي وربي يتراك معذب بنارك بعد توحيده وبعد ما انطوى عليه قلبي من معرفته ولهج به لسان من ذكره فأعتقده ضمير من حبه وبعد صدق اعترافي ودعائي خاضعا لربوبيته هيهات أنت أكرم من أن تضيع من ربيته وتبعد من أدنيته وتشرد من آويته وتسلم إلى البلاء من كفيته ورحمته وليت شعري يا سيدي وإلهي ومولاي أتسلط النار على وجوه خرت لعظمتك ساجدا وعلى ألسن نطقت بتوحيدك صادقا وبشكرك نادها وعلى قلوب اعترفت بإلهيتك محققا وعلى ضمائر هبت من العلم بك حتى صارت خاشعة وعلى جوارها سعد إلى أوطان تعبدك طائعة وأشارت باستغفارك مذعنا ما هكذا الظن به ولا أخبرنا بفضلك يا كريم يا رب يا كريم يا رب يا كريم يا رب وأنت تعلم ضعفي عن قليل من بلاء الدنيا وعقوباتها وما يجري فيها من المكاره على أهلها على أن ذلك بلاء ومكروه قليل مكفوه يسير بقاؤه كثير مدته فكيف احتمال البلاء الآخرة وجليل وقوع المكاره فيها وهو بلاء تطول مدته ويدوم مقامه ولا يخفف عن أهله لأنه لا يكون إلا عن غضبك وانتقامك وسخطك وهذا ما لا تقوم له السماوات والأرض يا سيدي فكيف بي وأنا عبد قد ضعيف الذليل الحقير المسكين المستكين يا إلهي وربي وسيدي ومولاي لأي الأمور إليك أشكو ولما منها أدج وأبكي لألم العذاب والشدة أم لطول البلاء ومدته فلئن سيرتني للعقوبات مع أعدائي وجمعت بيني وبين أهل البلاء وفرقت بيني وبين أحبائك وأوليائك فهبني يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي وربي صبرت على عذابه فكيف أصبر على فراقه وهبني صبرت على هر ناره فكيف أصبر عن النظر إلى كرامتك أم كيف أسكن في النار ورجاء عفوك فبعزتك يا سيدي ومولاي أقسم صادقا لئن تركتني ناطقا لأدجن إليك بين أهلها ضجيج العاملين ولا أصرخن إليك صراخ المستصرخين ولا أبكين عليك بكاء الفاقدين ولا أنادينك أين كنت يا ولي المؤمنين يا غاية آمال العارفين يا غياث المستغيثين يا غياث المستغيثين يا غياث المستغيثين يا حبيب قلوب الصادقين ويا إله العالمين أفتراك سبحانك يا إلهي وبحمدك تسمع فيها صوت عبد مسلم سجن فيها بمخالفته وذاق طعم عذابها بمعصيته وهبس بين طباقها بجرمه وجريرته وهو يدج إليك ضجيج مؤمل لرحمته ويناديك بلسان أهل توحيد ويتوسل إليك بربوبيته يا مولاي فكيف يبقى في العذاب وهو يرجو ما سلف من حلمه أم كيف تؤلمه النار وهو يعمل فضلك ورحمتك أم كيف يهرقه لهيبها وأنت تسمع صوته وترى مكانا أم كيف يشتمل عليه ضفيرها وأنت تعلم ضعفها أم كيف يتقلقل بين طباقها وأنت تعلم صدقا أم كيف تزجره زبانيتها وهو يناديك يا رب أم كيف يرجو فضلك في إتقه منها فتتركه فيها هيهات ما ذلك الظن بك ولا المعروف من فضلك ولا مشبه لما عاملت به الموحدين من برك وإحسانك فباليقين أقطع لولا ما حكمت به من تعذيب جاهدين وقضيت به من إخلاد معاندين فجعلت النار كلها بردا وسلاما وما كان لأحد فيها مقرا ولا مقاما لكنك تقدست أسماؤك عكسا أن تملأها من الكافرين من الجنة والناس أجمعين وأن تخلد فيها المعاندين وأنت جل ثناؤك قلت مبتدعا وتطولت بالإنعام متكرما أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستوون إلهي وسيدي فأسألك بالقدرة التي قدرتها وبالقضية التي هتمتها وحكمتها وغلبت من عليه أجريتها أن تهب لي في هذه الليلة وفي هذه الساعة كل جرم أجرمته وكل ذنب أذنبته وكل قبيح أسررته وكل جهل عملته كتمته وأعلنته أخفيته أو أظهرته وكل سيئة أمرت بإثباتها الكرام الكاتبين الذين وكلتهم بحفظ ما يكون مني وجعلتهم شهودا علي مع جوارحي فكنت أنت الرقيب علي من ورائهم والشاهد لما خفي عنهم وبرحمتك أخفيتا وبفضلك سترتا وأن توفر هذ من كل خير تنزل وإحسان تفضلتا وبر تنشر ورزق تبسط وذنب تغفر وخطأ تستر يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا إله وسيدي ومولاي ومالك رزقي يا من بيده ناصيتي يا عليما بدر ومسكنتي يا خبيرا بفقري وفاقتي يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب أسألك بحقك وقدسك وعظم صفاتك واسمائك أن تجعل أوقاتي في الليل والنهار بذكرك معمورا وبخدمتك موصولا وأعمالي عندك مقبولا حتى تكون أعمالي وأورادي كلها وردا واحدا وحالي في خدمتك سرمدا يا سيدي يا من عليه معولي يا من إليه شكوت أحوالي يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب قوي على خدمتك جوارحي واشدد على العزيمة جوانحي وهب لي الجد في خشيتك والدوام في الاتصال بخدمتك حتى أسرح إليك في ميادين السابقين وأسرع إليك في المبادرين واشتاق إلى قربك في المشتاقين وأدنو منك ذنوب المخلصين وأخافك مخافة الموقنين وأجتمع في جوارك مع المؤمنين اللهم ومن أرادني بسوء فأرد ومن كادني فكد واجعلني من أحسن عبيدك نصيبا عندك وأقربهم منزلة منك وأخفهم ظلفة لديك فإنه لا ينال ذلك إلا بفضلك فجد لي بجودك وعطف علي بمجدك وحفظني برحمتك واجعل لساني بذكرك لهجا وقلبي بحبك متيما ومن علي بحسن إجابتك فأقلني يثرتي واغفر لي ذلتي فإنك قضيت على عبادك بعبادتك وأمرتهم بدعائك وضمنت لهم الإجابة فإليك يا ربي نصبت وجهي وإليك يا ربي مددت يدي فبعزتك استجب لدعائي وبلغني مناي ولا تقطع من فضلك رجائي واكفني شر الجن والإنس من عدائي يا سريع الرضا يا سريع الرضا يا سريع الرضا اغفر لمن لا يملك إلا الدعاء فإنك فعال لما تشاء يا من اسمه دواء وذكره شفاء وطاعته غنى ارحم من راس ماله الرجاء وسلاحه البكاء يا سابغ النعم يا دافع النقام يا نور المستوحشين في الظلام يا عالما لا يعلم صل على محمد وآل محمد وافعل بي ما أنت أهله. وصلى الله على رسوله والأئمة الميامين من آله وسلم تسليما كثيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
Jazakallah, brother Mason, brother, for a beautiful recitation of Dua Kumail.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا نبي الله، السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين سيد الوصيين، السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين، السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى ورحمة الله وبركاته. زيارة وارث كربلاء بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله، السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك وارث آدم صفة الله، السلام عليك وارث نوح نبي الله، السلام عليك يا وارث إبراهيم خليل الله، السلام عليك وارث موسى كليم الله، السلام عليك وارث عيسى روح الله، السلام عليك وارث محمد حبيب الله، السلام عليك وارث علي الأمير المؤمنين ولي الله، السلام عليك يا ابن محمد المصطفى، السلام عليك يا ابن علي المرتضى، السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء، السلام عليك يا ابن خديجة الكبرى، السلام عليك يا صار الله والدساري والمتر الموتور. أشهد أنك قد أقمت الصلاة وآتيت الزكاة وأمرت بالمعروف ونهيت عن المنكر وأطعت الله ورسوله حتى أتاك اليقين. فلعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، أشهد أنك كنت نورا في الأصلاب الشامخة والأرحام المطهرة، لم تنجسك الجاهلية بأنجاسها ولم تلبسك من مدلهمات ثيابها. وأشهد أنك من دعائم الدين وأركان المؤمنين، وأشهد أنك الإمام البر التقي الرضي الزكي الهادي المهدي، وأشهد أن الأئمة من ولدك كلمة التقوى وأعلام الهدى والغروة الوسطى والحجة على أهل الدنيا. وأشهد الله وملائكته وأنبياءه ورسله أني بكم مؤمن، بيا بكم مؤمن، بشرائع ديني وخواتيم عملي، وقلبي لقلبكم سل وأمري لأمركم متبع. صلوات الله عليكم وعلى أرواحكم وعلى أجسادكم وعلى أجسامكم وعلى شاهدكم وعلى غائبكم وعلى ظاهركم وعلى باطنكم. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك يا ابن نبي الله، السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن الحسين الشهيد، السلام عليك أيها الشهيد وابن شهيد، السلام عليك أيها المظلوم وابن المظلوم. لعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك أيها العبد الصالح المطيع لله ولرسوله. أشهد أنك قد جاهدت ونصحت وصبرت حتى أتاك اليقين. لعن الله الظالمين لكم من الأولين والآخرين وألحقهم بدرك الجحيم. لا يتسائر الشهداء كربلاء عليه السلام. السلام عليكم يا أولياء الله وأحباءه. السلام عليكم يا أصفياء الله وأبداءه. السلام عليكم يا أنصار دين الله. السلام عليكم يا أنصار رسول الله. السلام عليكم يا أنصار أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليكم يا أنصار فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي محمد الحسن بن علي الزكي الناصح. السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي عبد الله بأبي أنتم وأمي طبتم وطابت الأرض التي فيها دفنتم وفزتم فوزا عظيما، فيا ليتني كنت معكم فأفوز معكم. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعلنا الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين وعلى أخيك الحسين بالفضل العباس وسائر المستشهدين بين يديك ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك سيدنا مولانا يا صاحب العصر والزمان. الأمان 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 العجل يا مولانا. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن. السلام عليك إمامنا وإمام الإنس والجان. سيدي عجل الله تعالى مخرجا وسهل الله تعالى مخرجا، وجعلنا من أنصارك وأعوانك ومن المستشهدين بين يديك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
اللهم صل على محمد. Thank you.
This is Shab-e Jummah, the Shab where all of our du'as are accepted by God. In this most difficult time for the humanity, let's recite Amma Ejib 5 times in our own places for helping out of all the Mu'mineen, Mu'minat, Muslimin and Muslimat, especially the ones who are on the front lines of defending us against the pandemic that's going around right now, for their special help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep them protected, and also for this calamity to be lifted from all of us at the same time. Also, please recite a Surah Fatiha, 3 times Surah Ikhlas for all the Mu'mineen and Mu'minat, Muslimin and Muslimat, all the Marhumeen, especially the Marhumeen for whom there's no one to recite Fatiha for, your own Marhumeen, those Marhumeen whose names are written on Monument of Zara. Please recite a Surah Fatiha and 3 times Surah Ikhlas for all of them.
Now I would request Maulana Syed Hadi Yasin to start his speech. Thank you.
So if you let me, I want to share something. Please make me the co-host so I can do it.
Yes.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبا القاسم المصطفى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم ولن أعداءهم أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. May Allah inshallah accept all our prayers, our dua, our amal inshallah, and reward us for our presence tonight in this majlis and Shab-e Jum'ah inshallah, the best night of the week. Recite loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad ma'ajjal farajhum. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this great opportunity that we are together another week. Alhamdulillah, I pray you all be healthy, safe, inshallah. I'm trying to, inshallah, if the brother let me be the co-host, so I would like to share some slides with you tonight. So inshallah, we can review the some important topics. So while they're trying to let me, inshallah, be the co-host. start the topic by this introduction that the nature of this dunya, the nature of this world, is that there are a lot of, it's mixed with a lot of calamities, difficulties, and some unpleasant, some incidents, some occasions that it might not be what we would like to experience. Let me give you some easy example, then inshallah we can go to the slide and talk to each other about the topic. If you ask, a student, a baby, a child who just started going to school, would you like to wake up at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock and go to school, or would you like to sleep the whole day, or whenever you want to wake up? Do you want to go to school? You have to study hard, and then you have to, go through the exam and test, or you would like to just play? The first answer is like, I want to be free. I want to do whatever I want to do. I wake up whatever I want to wake up. This is trouble for me to go wake up and do all these things, right? But we see that no, in order to progress, in order to move forward, in order to achieve and learn, so you need to what? You need to go through some difficulties. And this difficulties makes you actually to gain something. This is the nature of this world. The nature of this world is to practice, to do more, to exercise, to go through some troubles in order to achieve things. If you want to be educated, you need to go through the whole path of education, years and years of education, If you want to be expert in some majors, you need to do the same thing. If you want to be an entrepreneur, the same thing. If you want to be a pious, religious, mu'min person, you need to do a lot to control yourself. This is the nature of dunya. The nature of dunya is mixed and intertwined with toughness, difficulties, problems, is maddeh, is substance, and then that's why it is what it is. Some human beings, some people, they are trying to find out easiness in this dunya, and they think this is the way. Dunya is a place that they should find the, they need to find that easiness and easily achieve everything through this dunya. Make a mistake that this dunya is not that place. This dunya is not for the place that you have, you don't have absolutely no test, nothing, no calamity. No. Actually, the dunya is a place you will be tested a lot, left and right. So it's up to you to how you take it. So I will share the screen with you. I hope that inshallah you can see that, so we can start this topic maybe from maybe tonight, and we'll see how it goes. How to solve the issues in crisis. What are we supposed to do when the crisis happen? All right, we know the crisis happen, the problems happen, the issues happen, but what is our our solution? Are we supposed to suffer? Are we supposed to, just have pain and issue just because the dunya is the situation? Is that what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to see? Or no, the dunya is a place that it's within this characteristics, but what can we do to find a solution, to find the ways to get out of this problems, or find out something that help us to be stronger and stronger? You can give any example, bring any example in your mind. Example including financial, health-wise, family problems, individual issues, anything that comes to your mind, this whole world, the situation, the pandemic, anything comes to your mind, is that how can I see, what should I see in this dunya? The dunya, what should be my worldview towards dunya? The worldview, or Jahanbini, the worldview we should have, what should be our worldview? We see that Anbiya and Awliya came to this dunya, 124,000 of Anbiya. And our Imams, they came for the sake of bringing this message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to us, that you need to have Ilahi worldview. You need to have divine worldview. Whatever happens in this dunya, you need to look at it from the angles, with the glasses of taqwa and divine. So you need to look at it from this perspective. Matter of fact, when you look at Anbiya and Awliya with all those difficulties, calamities, issue in their life, what saves them? you see that this, what saved them is what? Is the way that they look at their problems and issues in their life, nothing else. So what we're going to go forward with this, how we're supposed to take care of this. Number one is that where the issue comes from, why the issues are there, and actually where the issue comes from, and how should be our perspective towards that. Number one, Quran says, the issues come from yourself. It's you who create problems for yourself. Physical problems, family problems, whatever types of problem. This section of the lecture, inshallah, is just a general information and an introduction, so we can go to how we can find a solution to it. Number one is yourself. Surah Rum, ayah 41. I'm going to quote a lot from Quran, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Corruption has spread on land and sea as a result of what you people and your hands have done. It's because of you. You want to see global warming? Who made the global warming? Is it the nature is making the global? Is it Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? It's us. The lifestyle we chose for ourselves, the factories that we have, the situation that we created for ourselves, we are destroying the nature. Who is destroying the trees? Who are cutting the trees? Who are cutting the forests and jungles and all these things? Who are making the waters polluted? Who is it doing? I'm talking about a physical perspective, right? It's us who are bringing, some diseases and problems and issues to the world, make the world more. It's us. How many of us we are observing? I'm talking about the human beings overall, observing what we're eating. If I eat this animal that Allah says don't get close to it and don't eat it, is that possible that can cause some issues and problems and diseases and viruses? Yeah, probably. For some reason, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that this is haram, you're not supposed to eat it. God knows, and then even the science knows as well now, that what's going on behind this. Bima kasabat aydin nas. Come to the more narrow examples. You have financial problems, you have family issues, problems with mom, dad, wife, children, siblings, other people. First and foremost, take a look at yourself. Before you blame God or before you blame other people, take a look at yourself. Maybe it's you who are causing the problem, no one else. Surah Nisa, ayah 79, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَمَا أَصَابَكَ مِنْ سَيِّئَةٍ فَمِنْ نَفْسِكَ. Whatever evil befalls you is from yourself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want any shar, evil for human beings. Whatever happens, it might be from yourself, what you are doing, your lifestyle. You're not spending enough time with your children. You're always busy with working and working. Then an issue happened with your children. The relationship is not a good relationship. Who are you going to blame? You can look at this ayat of Quran. This ayat of Quran, you can use them for the details of your life, all the way to the general society, the world, everything, right? So number one, then I have to pay attention to myself. Second, committing sins. Imam Baqir والسلام, Allahumma salam. He said, وَمَا مِن نَكْبَةٍ تُصِيبُ الْعَبْدِ إِلَّا بِذَنْبٍ. A nakbah, a calamity, an issue happened to the servant is because of the sin that he or she is committed. There's another hadith I will recite for you that says, كُلَّمَا أَحْدَثَ الْعِبَادِ. Whenever the people, they create new sins, there will be bunch of new calamities will befall and will be over their heads and happen to them. Whenever they create new sins. And now look at the world. How many new issues and sins and problems that before people were not practicing, now they're doing them, right? So nikbah, an issue and calamity would happen. Imam is saying that it might be because of sins. We have many traditions about this, ayat of Quran about this. And it's very, what I'm saying is that it makes sense as well. Why? Because when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says sins, what do we mean by sins? What do you mean by sins? Sins are a group of, moral, forbidden rules that it's just not good for Allah, na'uzubillah, or our relationship. No, sins are certain things that bothers us, hurts us, keep us away from, from success and peace, health, financial stability. Sins are that. If I want to say what mom and dad says something that they say something that is haram for their children, for example, Don't put haram, shar'i haram. Just put it as, you know, what I would say is that akhlaqi haram, right? So when they said that, don't do this, for example, or do this, most of the time is because it is beneficial for who? It's beneficial for the kid, not for themselves. Hey, be careful, don't do this, don't do that. Mostly is because it is going to hurt you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, since the same thing, we have to pay attention. 3, sometimes it's not yourself, it's not because you committed sins. No, it's a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the wisdom and hikmah is behind this to help you to grow. You know this ayah famous, we mentioned many times. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. You might have any of these things. You know, the hunger, fear, financial difficulties, death, problems, but وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. Give this good news to those who are patiently endure this and they tolerate it, right? It might be a test from Allah. The test for Anbiya and Awliya and Mu'mineen and righteous people and believers are from this type. What does it mean? In a very lurid, you know, example, a child wants to know how to ride a bicycle, right? A dad would try to, he or she's afraid of riding a bike alone, says, Dad, please don't let it go. Please hold it. Dad leaves it. Why? Because you need to learn. You need to learn by yourself. A teacher at the test, or the time of the test, you know, is quiet. The students might say, why you're so cruel? Help me here. No, I'm supposed to be silent to help you to learn. You might fall, you might have bad grades, but you need to learn. It's your, you know, anything like that. So these things happen in order to help them. In order to move forward, that was about the topic of where they're coming from. In order to move forward, to find the solutions, we're narrowing down towards the direction that we need to go. Solutions towards the problems. Number 1, we have to have knowledge about what kind of problems we're facing, what kind of issues we're facing, what kind of calamities happen to our families. Knowing the difficulties, what type of difficulties and problems. I'm going to mention a few types and maybe just general types, not going too much to the details. So just as an example, then we go to the details of the solutions. What kind of problem? Is it one of those we talk about is because of my problem, or is one of those that is going to help me to strengthen my power? Number 1, parts of our nature, such as death. There's certain things like getting older, the diseases come to us, like natural diseases, like getting older, the hearing is going to be coming with difficulties, walking is going to have some difficulties, all these things, or even death overall. No one can say, oh, it's too difficult for me, I don't want to die. No, finally, you know, anyone in this dunya who is alive would face death, for example, right? كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ. We all will taste this. So we know that this is, okay, whatever, you better, you know, get along with this. The other type is that those types that are going to strengthen our abilities, spiritually or physically, even physically. Spiritually or physically, would help us to what? To strengthen our abilities. It's difficult. It's tough. It is very tough. A patient who could not walk, and out of many days or months or years, now he or she's supposed to take a few steps. It's so difficult for him or her, but they need to do it because it's physically going to help them, right? Let's see some examples. Beautifully, Imam Ali salatu wassalam, he said in Nahj Balagha, letter 45, what is he saying? He's saying that remember that the tree of the forest is the best for timber. What is it? It's so thick, it's powerful. The wood of the tree of the forest is powerful and strong. While the green twigs, you know, those plants that are next to the waters, next to the rivers, are very soft. The bark of it is very soft. Branches of it is very soft. They are very soft. And the wild bushes, the first one from forest, right? They're very strong for burning and slow in dying off. You know how much beneficial they are, how much benefit they give it to you. They give you. Why? Because they're stronger, they're more powerful. Why? In the forest, there's no water next to them, possibly compared to the plants next to the river, right? But they are so soft, will be scratched easily, will be cut easily. But the trees of the forest, difficulties, problems, the coldness, the heat, the situation, the weather in the forest makes them stronger. Look how beautifully Imam alayhi salatu is putting it this way. It's like, no, look at that how strong you can be and how much more beneficial you can be for yourself and for others when you take a look at this angle. Or the other example sometimes I give is that, you know, the gold stones, when they want to make a beautiful jewelry out of it, they need to put it in the oven. The stone should tolerate the huge heat, you know, to melt down completely in order the jewelers to put this together and make a beautiful, expensive treasure out of it. If the gold stones come and says, no, I cannot tolerate it, but please, you know, take me out. All right, we can't do anything with you. You're going to be a piece of a stone, right? It helps you to strengthen yourself even physically. You go to the gym, why? You walk, you run, you do exercise, why? It's tough, isn't it? Isn't it better and easier to sit down at home and just don't do anything? No exercise, no running. Yeah, it is. It's more comfortable. But what makes you stronger? That part. How about spiritually makes you stronger? Imam Ali in Nahj Balagha sermon 192 is saying, Allah tries his creatures. This is the rule, brothers and sisters. We shouldn't try to get away from calamities. We shouldn't be so, crying out or so shouting out or be so upset why I have some difficulties in my life. When I realize what is the source. If I realize myself is a source, I need to take care of that and fix it. If my sins, I need to take care of that. If I see it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing me, Allah tries his creatures by means of different troubles. Want them to render worship through hardships and involves them in distresses. All in order to extract out vanity from their hearts. When you have difficulties, you humble yourself. The world now wanting it, willing or not willing, you know, they are humble in front of the creature right now. You cannot even take care of a little virus you cannot even see. You need to humble them. You need to see that there is someone else in charge of the world. Now you couldn't even fix it yet, okay? To settle down humbleness in their spirits and to make all this an open door for his favors and an easy means for his forgiveness, subhanAllah, for the sins. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it what? A door for his favors and mercy. Why? You give someone so much, they don't even appreciate you. Today I was talking to a father who is, you know, mashallah, very well off, a rich person, 70-something-year-old towards, 80, complaining that my sons are not coming and not visiting me, they're not supporting me, they're not. What did you do for them? I gave them at least a few $1 million each of them. And I created, I built houses for them. Now I'm telling them that I create and I built houses, beautiful, next to my house for free. Come next to me. No, we don't want to get close to you. When someone has a lot, when someone receives a lot, they might reject a lot of other things. They might see that, oh, it's your duty to do these things. They don't have gratitude towards this. When it comes to our children, we need to understand, to ourselves as well, to our children, we need to understand how much, what we give. Many families I've seen, giving too much without measurement, it will corrupt the situation. You give too much water to the plant, what will happen? It will corrupt it. You drink too much water, it will corrupt you. Yeah, it will hurt you. Too much water is not good for you. Enough water is good for you. You eat too much food, it's not good for you. You eat too much vitamin C, it's going to hurt you. Too much vitamin D, it's going to hurt you. Anything too much, khairul umur awsataha. Everything in a moderate version is the best, right? Being so kind, too kind, so soft, you're corrupting. Being so tough, you're corrupting it. Moderate, you have to understand, right? Now at the age of 70-something, the children don't even pay attention to him after receiving all those things and having the business of father and being well off right now. Why? This is the nafs of insan. Don't say, well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to, I don't know, test us like this, because this is enough. When everything is fine in our lives, we might not even go to Allah and pray that much. I'm saying that we don't go to Allah that much when we have difficulties compared to when we have difficulties. When we have some problems, we have tasbih, subhanallah, sajjadeh, I don't know, janamaz and Quran and mafatih, ya Allah, ya Rahman, ya Rahim, all these things, right? When everything is perfect, even if it's for a long time, we see that gradually we're different in those moments. Awliya of Allah, they're not like this. Friends of Allah, mu'mineen, they're not like this. Mu'mineen, they always remember Allah. Doesn't matter if it's difficulty or if it's ease and peace, always remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes we need to work on ourselves from this direction as well. All right, now move towards, we'll talk about where it comes from. Now talk about some solutions to difficulties. Now when I say solutions, I mean everything. If it's family problems, financial issues, if it's health problems, if it's social issues, if it's world problems, whatever that you counted as problem, we're going to see what kind of solutions, what kind of problems we can find for those solutions. Number one, and we go with Quran. Supplication and prayer. قل بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سورة الأنعام قل من ينجيكم من الظلمات البر والبحر تدعونه تضرعا وخفية لئن أنجانا من هذه لنكونن من الشاكرين. Say, who is the one who delivers you, who saves you from the darkness of the land and the sea when you supplicate him in humility and in low tone? If he delivers us, saves us from this, we shall truly become grateful. You see, he says, مِنَ الظُّلُمَاتِ الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ. There are some difficulties that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala consider them as zulumat, darkness. Yes, there are some fitna, some problems, some issues that hurt a lot. Might be the fitna and a test that is like zulmah and darkness. You need help, you need support. Sometimes we say, the people that if husband and wife or family, they're trying to solve something, if you can solve it, perfect. If you cannot solve it, don't push it. You need a professional help. You need a counselor. You need someone else to come. If health-wise, you cannot take care of that from the home remedy things, you need to go to the doctor, right? The same thing. So if the problem is still there, so some problems are darkness. Some problem, Allah says here, darkness for zulumat al-barr wal-bahr. You need super power help here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said is what? Man yunajjikum. Who is the one who will save you from this darkness? It's Allah. When you supplicate him. You know what I mean? Let me make it more practical. I mean, you have problems with your family. You have problems with your mom, dad, children, siblings. Have you tried to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you to solve it? You have problem with your coworker, your employer, your employees. You have problem with someone in the society, your friends. I know you might have done a lot or practiced a lot of, psychological. You Googled it here and there, what I'm supposed to do, how am I supposed to communicate, how am I supposed to approach. I'm going to ask, have you prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you to fix that issue? I know when it comes to health, God forbid, may Allah inshallah cure all the patients and those who are struggling physically and are sick, ya Allah inshallah cure them and heal them right now. But in this type of things, we know we usually pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How about other things? Other problems. Some financial troubles happen. You're looking for a job or something. How many times you remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Not as the last resort, as a first resource and source of help and power. Because sometimes we do go to other people, we ask them to help a lot. If it's not working, then we remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No, I'm talking about the first and the last one. If the wasila is going to come, will come through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he will send it. Okay? Let's see, I think my camera, I think it's turned off. Give me 1 second. Yes, okay. I'm going to share again. So فاستجبنا له فكشفنا ما به. Give some examples here that can help some difficulties to share. 1 second. All right. So to give you some examples here, the supplication, some examples from Quran about some prophets, what they did. وَأَيُّوبَ إِذْ نَادَى رَبَّهُ أَنِّي مَسَّنِيَ الضُّرُّ وَأَنْتَ أَرْحَمُ الرَّاحِمِينَ. This is the example about Ayub. That, and remember, very important ayah Quran here. And remember Ayub, when he called his Lord saying, here I am afflicted by pain, and you are the most merciful of all merciful. So Ayub had a lot of issue. I don't want to go to the details. We already maybe talk about it. Had huge problem Ayub throughout his life. He was rich. He had a lot of wealth and family. Everything he was lost. He lost everything. What did he do? He went to Lord and he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this. And what happens? فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُ فَكَشَفْنَا مَا بِهِ مِنْ ضُرٍّ. So we answered his prayer. We hear your prayer and removed his adversity and gave him back his family twice as many. We gave him more than what he lost, as a mercy from us and a lesson for the devoted worshippers. Another example. وَظَنُّونَ إِذْ ذَهَبَ مُغَاضِبًا. You know, Salat Qufayla, Namaz Qufayla, you recite this. وَظَنُّونَ إِذْ ذَهَبَ مُغَاضِبًا is Hazrat Yunus. And remember when the man of the well, that means Hazrat Yunus, stormed off from his city or from the ark or whatever it was in a rage, thinking we would not restrain him. Then in the wells of darkness, he cried out. He talked to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's no God worthy of worship except you. Glory be to you. I have certainly, done wrong. فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُ وَنَجَّيْنَاهُ مِنَ الْغَمِّ وَكَذَلِكَ نُنْجِي الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Here is what we want. وَكَذَلِكَ نُنْجِي الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. So we answered his prayers and rescued him from, the problem and anguish and issue that he had. And so do we save the true believers. It's not just the prophets. We save you as well. وَكَذَلِكَ نُنْجِي الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. The key here is you be mu'min. You try to have iman. That's the key here that can help you. فَاسْتَجَبْنَا. It's beautiful that in, again, Namaz Qufayla, it's very, very recommended to recite. Why? Because of these points. When we recite Salah, we pay attention to the meaning, inshallah. وَنَجَّيْنَاهُ مِنَ الْغَمِّ. Gham, issue, sorrow. We have in Gham in Urdu and Farsi, right? Gham, an issue and problems. This sorrow that he had. وَكَذَلِكَ نُنْجِي الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. We have some other examples. If you go to Surah Anbiya, other ayat, you can find other examples of Anbiya and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped them and saved their lives. Look at yourself. How many times Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped you and saved your life? This famous dua, ayah sharifah that we recite, and dua, أَمَّنْ يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ, Surah Naml, ayah 63. Or ask, is who responds to the distress when they cry to him, asking him to, take the affliction and problems away. When is it? Who is the one who would make it mustajab? Who is the one who will answer to our dua when we have issues? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The reason I put here, you might have, I'm sure it's in your mind, that, okay, I know praying to Allah is important towards the problems. I'm talking about the details of the practical aspects of your life. If I ask you right now, we all might have some difficulties right now. If I ask you right now, close your eyes and think about some of the difficulties and problems you have in your life right now. Let's make it practical. Right now, close your eyes and think about it. What kind of problems do you have? It might be 1, 2, 3, it might be more, right? Okay, so how many of them, first and last, you rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you pray to him? How many of them you did? You know what I mean? I'm talking about if some of the younger friends are listening to me, I'm talking about, for example, you have issues at a school. I know you have to study hard, you have to do this and that, but have you prayed to Allah to help you as well, to increase this memory and the capacity of your mind? To this extent, I'm saying. You know? Imam Sadiq, Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wassalam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. When he wants to, he asks Allah to help him to do the tarbiyat of his children, to train his children. He's Imam Ma'asum. Why are you praying? You have all the techniques. Allahumma a'inna ala tarbiyatihim. You support me, you help me so I can do better tarbiyat. Imam Sajjad, I thought you were the best, psychologist or a father and knows everything, all the techniques. Yes, I am, but none of these techniques are going to work if Allah doesn't help me. Second, salat and fasting and patience. Ayah Quran. وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ. And seek help through patience and prayer. Indeed, it is a burden. It's difficult. It's so big, except for the humble people. And look at some points here. When we talk about fasting or praying or being patient, the structure of fasting and praying is also important in its strengthening. Here's how I'm going to put it from a different angle. Quran says if you want to get rid of your issues, if you want to have, solve your problems, you should adhere yourself to fasting and praying and patience. In another ayah, we have the fasting as well. I mean in the structure of salat, not just praying. The first one was supplication. You're sitting down, Bismillah, Ya Allah, Allahumma salli. No, we mean the structure of salat, that you need to take wudu, and then you need to stand in front of the qibla, and then you need to say Allahu Akbar. Forget about the way that you're talking to God now. Just put it aside. Just the structure of this order, you need to say Allahu Akbar, go to ruku and to sujood, sajda and come up, 2 rakat at least, right? Mustahab salat or something, or wajib. You need to, this structure matter. This structure matter here. You need to go through this. Oh, my heart is pure, someone's heart, forget about it. In the structure of salat, there is solution to problems and calamities. Not everybody can, and the second point here, not everyone will have success to fulfill this. Those who are humble will be able to do this. If you have a problem, but you're so arrogant, it's not my problem, it's your problem, go fix it. Nothing would help you. I don't know if when you pray, it's going to help you or not. Because Quran says, this ayah says, even that is so difficult, except for those who are humble. That means an arrogant person might pray even, but not get the results. Why? You need to go fix the problems. Your computer might work, but if there is a virus, it's not going to work and it's not going to function properly. You need to take care of that first. There's some basic things that we shouldn't neglect them, such as praying, such as our appearance, such as the wajibat and muharramat and all those things, right? Third, piety and taqwa. It's going to help us. Excuse me? I'm talking about what can help me to get rid of my issues. You're saying taqwa? I'm not saying it. Surah Talaq ayah 2. وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهِ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Whoever is, pious and have taqwa and mindful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will make a way out for them from their problems, their issues. This is the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wait, you mean, okay, remember I said close your eyes and think about your problems? All right, so you mean the solution to my problems is that I become more pious? I try to be better mu'min? You mean if I have some financial difficulties, I become more mu'min? There might be many other things you need to do. You need to work on your resume. You need to apply to this job. You need to find out what hurt you financially before. These are all important. But what can be the background that can help you? Can you give me an example? Yes. What is it? You take the medicine, right? Inshallah, you'll be all healthy. The patient's taking medicine, right? Is the medicine help to cure? No. That's why the doctor says, I'm giving you this medicine. I don't guarantee it. There is a surgery, sign out the disclaimer, waive your rights because something might happen. I don't guarantee. Then who's going to guarantee? I'm giving my stomach to you to, cut it and do it. So you don't guarantee? No, I don't guarantee. I even signed it. No, I don't guarantee. So this medicine so expensive, you don't guarantee that it's going to help me. No, I don't guarantee. There's some percentages of side effects. Yeah, have you seen the videos? The advertisement. Take this, your head is going to get better, but you're going to get this and that and that and that and that. You might die. But where's the guarantee? You take the medicine. Wasila, cure comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have the problem. Man yattaqillahi yaj'al lahu makhraja. Subhanallah. Brothers and sisters, I'm talking to myself, believe me, first. If I just believe in this ayah, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهِ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. If you have some difficulties, test problem, just have the taqwa. At least that helps you that psychologically control the situation. You don't go crazy with that. Once you control it, Allah يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Allah would make a way out for them. Imam Ali said, taqwa Allahi miftahu sadad. Piety is a key to any problem. Brothers and sisters, this is not a word from a simple person. It's a word from Amirul Mu'mineen Ya'subuddin Ayatul Muhajjirin, the second important, abd and servant and creature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after Rasulullah. This is one of the most important people that he's saying, the most successful person that he's saying, right? Taqwa miftah sadat. Subhanallah. Fourth, asking for forgiveness, istighfar. I mean, literally, astaghfirullah rabbi wa atubu ilayhi is going to help. Many family, they ask me, is there any zikr, anything that I have to say during the difficulties from? Yes. But astaghfirullah rabbi wa atubu ilayhi. Astaghfirullah min jami'i kulli, dhanbin. All these things, any type of istighfar. Ayah Quran, Surah Hud, Ayah 90 says what? وَاسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ ثُمَّ تُوبُوا إِلَيْهِ إِنَّ رَبِّي رَحِيمٌ وَدُودٌ. So seek your Lord's forgiveness and turn to Him in penance. Istighfar, wastaghfiru. Surely my Lord is the most merciful, all loving. Move forward a little bit faster. So it's the end actually. So asking for forgiveness is important. Istighfar is important. Azkar is important. The dhikr of Allah is important. However, there are certain things, if it's not happening, none of the azkar is not going to work. If in the house, purposely people are committing sins, na'udhu billah, inshallah never happen in the mu'mineen's family. If someone purposely make the salat qaza, I said that before, I have to say it important. فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَى تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Reminder helps believers. If someone deliberately knows doing something is against the wish of Allah and will of Allah and they're doing it, na'udhu billah. If they know certain things shouldn't happen and they're doing it purposely, none of these azkar or things are going to help. You have a problem with someone? See what is your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I remember one of my Ustad was telling this beautiful hadith to me that Man aslah baynahu wa bayna Allah, aslah Allah baynahu wa bayna nas. If you fix your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will help you fix your relationship with other people. Istighfar, istighfar, istighfar. But there are certain basic things. The best example I can give you. You be the genius, very good person, very honest person, very mu'min person. Would these qualities let you be a doctor? No. Would this qualities let you be a medical doctor? No. You need to go study. Even if you kill yourself, you be a good person, you're not going to go there. Why? Because you don't have prerequisites. If you want to get rid of issues, first you need to get rid of the problems that you have in the ta'at and ubudiyah and servitude towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's some other points at the end I will mention. The other thing, self-esteem. You need to be confident. You can. You have hope. Hope. It's the divine ability that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us. Don't lose your hope. Oh, I don't think I can solve it. I don't think my parents will be changed. I don't think my children will be, they're going to be, no, hope, self-esteem in yourself and have hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is going to happen. Allah doesn't let you go. You do all those last things that we mentioned. Be confident that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to help. Perseverance. Don't lose your hope just because 1 or 2 times you tried. I said this to many, many people. Just because you tried 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 times, don't say, oh, it's not going to work. No, do more. How many times you fell down when you were a baby until you learned how to walk? Do you remember? Ask your mom. Ask your dad to tell you. How many times you failed until you are who you are today? Perseverance. How many times a baby bird jumps out of the nest until they learn to do it perfectly, to fly perfectly? Perseverance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like those people who have jahd. It means, the talash, the effort, perseverance towards this. Your issue are not the worst. Usually when it comes to the situation that, someone is better than us, we look at, oh my God, look at their car, or look at their life. Oh my God, how many travels they have. Oh my God. Why when it comes to benefits, you look at others? Why when it comes to the difficulties, you don't look at others? Why don't you look at others that how other families might struggle in different things? If you don't do it, you might see yours is the worst. No. But always, it helps you to be more to have more gratitude towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be more thankful towards Him. Knowing the rewards coming from these problems, we mentioned, right? It makes you stronger spiritually, physically, mentally. It makes you stronger if you do it correctly, right? The reward comes from this. It's not that inna ma'al usri yusra. With all difficulties, with any difficulties comes ease as well. 9, seek help. The solution. If you see it's not working, I'm feeling shy to go to this person or to go to Maulana or go to someone who ask for help. Well, if you don't ask, the problem doesn't go away. If you don't seek for help, the problem doesn't go away. The problem is getting worse and worse and worse. Let me tell you from our angle, like psychologists or scholars. When someone from the community, I want to make it for the first time, I'm going to tell you. When someone comes to us, when a family comes to us, and they talk about their problems, everything, it's first of all confidential, 100% shari'i and from different aspects ethically, and for professional matter, legally, is confidential. Second, how I tell you myself, how I look at people who come and talk to me, I look like I got flu, I got cold, and I go to the doctor. I tell them, hey, I have this problem. Can you help? I don't want to swear, but really, really, if I could swear, I would say swear to God. It's exactly how I look. Oh, Maulana might look at us down. Why you have this issue? No. Yeah, we have some this issue. I have some problems. I call you, brother. How with this? You call us. Seek help. Seek help. Seek help. Do not let that grow the problem. Don't think that we're gonna look at you. Oh my God, how horrible you are because you did this. No, this is not the job. Our job is to help. Our job is to be not biased, and help and support. And it is. Alhamdulillah, Allah give me this benefit here from this perspective that no, we help, we support without judging. No, it might be me tomorrow having issues. No one's immune from this. We have to practice. So be sure about that part, and then go seek help. And professionally, do not let that. It might be a taboo for mental health. Should I go seek help? Yes, you need. Do not let that lead to something problematic, problem that God forbid, and you regret that later. And the last one, don't fight with your problems. Try to embrace them. It's very important. Do not fight with the problems. Do not hate your problems. Maybe later on I'll talk more about this. I don't have time. Sit down, talk to your problems. Sit down, analyze your problem. This is what you need to do. Literally, I put embrace your problem because of this. The more you run away, you kick it, the more it comes after you. The more you be friend with it, the more you try to solve it logically with solution and skills and strategies, the more you'll be friend with them. By being friend doesn't mean you tell them to stay with you forever. No, that means you don't hurt yourself by your problems. Okay, I have this situation right now. Oh my God, the world is like this. I'm going to hurt myself. Why the world is not going to help? Problem, when the pain is in your body, God forbid, that is alert. It's an alarm. It's alerting you, hey, this part of your body, something is going on. Your head, you might be dehydrated, water. If it doesn't hurt, It might be more hurtful. Why? Because you don't understand that you're dehydrated, you might fall down. Embrace it. Talk to yourself, talk to your problems. What's going on? Okay, I'm stressed. What's the reason I'm stressed? What's going on? Is a pandemic? I know this situation happened. Everybody is in this same situation. We can't go out, our children, too much, we're overwhelmed with this and that. What's supposed to do? Yeah, I understand it. Yeah. What can you do? I'm saying, talk to yourself like this. Can you do anything else? Yeah, how about I have this schedule to go out with very healthy and careful all precautionary actions? How about we just drive around with the family? How about this part? Bismillah. Diagnose, understand what's going on, work on the solution, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairah, may Allah inshallah bless you. So now that the Ayyam Muharram and Safar and others passed, and we can inshallah work more towards our inshallah some courses, to start the courses inshallah, maybe some short courses, and until we have more time, so inshallah to work more longer ones as well. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجهم اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والنصر ومد في عمره الشريف وزين الأرض بطول بقائه واجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته يا رحمن يا رحيم ثبت قلوبنا على دينك يا الله يا رحمن يا رحيم. We ask you for the sake of your Rasul and Ahlul Bayt, hasten in the zuhur of our Imam Mahdi. Let us and our generation be amongst the true followers of Islam, Quran and Ahlul Bayt. Ya Allah, all those brothers and sisters who have difficulties, issues, problems, we are praying to you. You ask us, is ayah Quran, to ask you, Ya Allah, bihaqq al-Quran, for the sake of Quran and Sahib al-Quran, and yourself and your Rasul, Ya Allah, remove all their problems, difficulties from their lives. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman Rahim. Any brothers and sisters, mu'mineen and mu'minat, around the world, they're struggling with different problems, remove it from their lives. Ya Allah, remove this pandemic. We know it's increasing again. The situation is getting worse, but we know that there's hikmah and wisdom behind this. For the sake of your Rasul and Ahlul Bayt, Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, remove this pandemic, this situation. Let the life goes back to all the people in the world, specifically mu'mineen and mu'minat. Ya Allah, those who are helping others, supporting others, all the nurses and doctors, all in the communities, specifically mu'mineen and mu'minat of them, support them, help them, keep them healthy and safe. Ya Allah, those who are sick, Ya Allah, for the sake of Rasul and Ahlul Bayt, cure them. Before we finish, let's recite 5 times Amman Yujib and inshallah Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Amman yujibu al-mudtarra idha da'ahu wa yakshifu as-su'. Amman yujibu al-mudtarra idha da'ahu wa yakshifu as-su'. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة مع الصلوات. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.